What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Mr. Buzz is checking in, and welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back like I never left, and today I'm going to tell you guys about my flag football season. Yes, if you guys don't know, I coach girls flag football, and this is our second season competing. Last year was a great season. It was amazing. Last year we made it to the regional playoffs. We lost in the first round of the playoffs. That's because we had to go against a school district. We had to go. It was basically our school district, our top four in our district versus the top four teams in the school district next that borders ours, or next door, that neighbors ours. It just happened to be that county, their schools were way more advanced. They were in their third season when we were in our first season, so that experience difference level, that kind of mattered at that point. So, this year, we didn't have to actually compete against the other, district, because we had our own region, and it was actually looking good. I actually had high expectations, and I actually thought we were going to run the table. I thought we were going to go undefeated, and that's just how confident I was. We had a lot of players returning. We had a lot of experience on our side. We know what to do. And we're actually looking good. We're a great team, and I'm just gonna let you guys know how this season went. This season was traumatizing, to say the least. All the girls came into the season excited, pumped up, ready to go. Came to practice, hype. I couldn't ask for more, during the preseason. I could ask for more. I can always ask for more over the summer. This was another off season over the summertime because I like to practice. They say we can practice, whenever the boys football team practices, and they practice over the football. They train over the summer. The basketball team practices and plays over the summer. So flag football, I plan for them to have practice over the summer. I plan to, get some work in on the field, and then actually, work out, lift in the gym, in the weight room. But it happened that I would only have like 2 or 3 girls show up, and I really can't do too much with that. So I pretty much canceled the summer workouts since nobody came. So summer workouts were non-existent. I wish I had a team, and I wish I had players that actually came to summer workouts. But that's not the case, so you gotta work with what you got. So they were excited when school came up, and once tryouts came, once I made cuts. I had about 16 girls on the team. This is 7-on-7. We're playing 7-on-7. I had about 16 girls on the team. The reason I had 16 girls on the team, I originally wanted 20, but the higher ups kind of wanted me to limit the number, because in previous years, dealing with girls sports, you deal with a lot of attitudes, and the lower the number of girls, the less conflict, I guess you could say, you might have, or you can expect. So I kept the number at 16. I thought that was a good number. I had a solid 16 girls who I felt like would go to battle and would hustle, would play with their whole heart, their whole spirit, and they actually had that hunger to win. I choose warriors. So got the team, coming to practice. So yeah, let's get into the season. So first game out, I'm feeling like the girls are kind of ready, but they're kind of nervous. This is the first game of the season. We ended up losing the game 15-6. We actually only played one game that day. And the first game of the season, a girl broke her arm, or she broke her wrist. That was not a good sign for the season. What happened was, the girl, I think she fell and she landed wrong on her wrist, and her wrist broke. She had a cast. Update on that, this was back in October. The season started October 17th, 10-17 Brick Squad. But yeah, she broke her wrist. She just recently got her cast taken off, so she's doing well. We also lost the next game, 12-6. So we're on a 2-game losing streak, and that's when I said I had enough. I'm not taking this. and uh, we got to do better. I put my foot down, said we got to come to practice. Yo, these girls, this year's team did not practice at all. We probably had, whoa, I can't even say we had one good practice. We probably had one. I could say we had one. I remember one, maybe two good days of practice this season. 2 good days of practice. I don't know why these girls don't come to practice. I know why 3 girls don't come to practice. Is they're also on the basketball team, but I don't know that come. I don't know. That's the struggle sharing athletes. I know basketball is the main sport, and I don't expect them to skip basketball for flag football. But it just, I feel like it's a timing thing because basketball season hasn't even started yet. And I feel like, I mean, you know how to play basketball. I mean, yeah, I mean, the season hasn't started yet. We're actually in our season. We have a game, and that's going to come into play, later on when I update you guys on how the season went. So, we also had a hurricane. Hurricane Helene kind of messed things up. Hurricane Helene kind of pushed everything back, so I feel like our season kind of went into basketball season a little bit more than it did last year. I feel like last year we didn't have to deal with any issues with basketball, but yeah. But either than that, I had 16 girls. 3 girls play basketball. Where the other girls at? And the thing is, like, 5 would come one day, but then 3 of those girls would come the next day, but then 2 that didn't come would come, but then the next day a new 2 would come, and it's like you can't really do much. You can't really practice plays. You can practice skills, you practice throwing, catching, things like that, but as far as actually, this is how we want this play to go, or on defense, we could never practice defense because we wouldn't have enough people to play a dummy offense, or we wouldn't have anything to practice against. So sometimes, a lot of times we use some of the boys. Sometimes their practice would just be starting when we would be, having practice, and they would come over and or they would play defense and we would try to run plays, or I would have them try to stop the boys from scoring, or we would use some of the boys from the band, because sometimes the band would come over to the field, and I would use some of them when they had some downtime. So back to the season. All right, so I put my foot down. It seemed like we went on a 5-game winning streak. We won the next game 25-0, then 20-13. Oh man, this one school, we really wanted to win this game. Last year we went into overtime both times. We played the team twice last year. We went into overtime both games, and it's always a great game. It's always a close game whenever we play this school. I love their coach. Their coach has a great spirit. Their girls have great sportsmanship. The girls on my team, they always, tell me how, the other team is. Oh, they're talking junk, they're talking this, they're throwing our flags and, just leaving them down on the ground, and, they're doing this and talking this and they're pushing and doing it. But they say this school that we always have a great game. They say their girls have great sportsmanship. So I love to see that. But yeah, this was the game that really mattered. And before the game, I talked to the coach. And, I said, last year we had 2 great games, and this year I'm not sure how this game's going to go because my girls don't come to practice. I told them we haven't really had a great practice this year. So, yeah, we got on the field, and, man, it was another great game. Y'all, we went into another overtime. We always go into overtime playing this team. We came out with a win. We won 20-13. So that was a great win for our team. Then we won the next game 25-0. We won the next game 32-7. And then our season just hit a dark spot, it seemed like. So we had this one game this was the game that was traumatizing for a lot of our players. We had 3 girls get injured in this game. We ended up winning the game 13-0. I mean, if that matters. But we had girls go to the hospital. We had 3 girls go to the hospital during this game. And it seemed like the only girls who got injured were on our team. So I think what happened was 2 girls ran into each other. They were both our players. They ran into each other and they got a cut above their eye. So yeah, there were deep gashes, and I don't know. It was a lot that night. You know, rushing to see if they're okay, and then dealing with their sister was also on the team, so the sister wanted to fight the other team and trying to hold them back, and then seeing if this player was okay, and then not even knowing that there was another player who had a cut above their eye, and just running down the field to see if they're okay. And I don't know, it was a lot. And then just, I don't know, it was a lot. Just, I don't know, just make sure everybody was okay, and I don't know, not fighting, and I don't know. It was a lot. But yeah, then we just went on a losing streak after that. Because a lot of girls, like I said, a lot of girls were traumatized, didn't want to play. Some girls were suspended for wanting to fight. But yeah, and we already had practice. We already had problems with girls not coming to practice. So I feel like that was pretty much. I feel like that was the mark of the end of the season, pretty much. We lost the next game. It was a close one, 26-20. We ended up forfeiting the next 2 games because we ran into basketball season. Like I said, I feel like the hurricane pushed everything back. It delayed everything, and we ran into basketball season. And I guess, I don't know who does the schedule, but there was a flag football game scheduled on the same day as a basketball game. And of course, everybody's going to go to the basketball game. And everybody's going to, I mean, because I have the star basketball player on she's also the star of my flag football team, but she's also the star basketball player. And of course, she's going to be on the basketball court. And I don't expect anything less. But I kind of do expect the players that don't play to come to the flag football game. I mean, if you're just going to ride the bench, like if you haven't played the whole season, or if you only played 1 game, or if the coach told you you're not going to play, but still just come to the game, I feel like, and you start on the flag football team and you're an important piece to the flag football team, I feel like you should probably come to the flag football game. But that's that. Like I said, we ended up forfeiting the next 2 games. Then we were able to play the next game. We lost 13-0. We had a knee injury. I believe that her knee was twisted or something that, I don't know, she had to have a brace and crutches for I guess the next week or 2. We also had a twisted ankle. She had to sit out the rest of the game. She was injured. But yeah, we won the next game 18-7, and we had to forfeit the last 2 games because we ran into another basketball game. So we ended up forfeiting 4 games because of basketball. So our total record, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won 6 games. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We were 6-8. We were 6-8, and we had to forfeit 4 games. So out of the games we played, we were 6-4. I mean, when we're on the field, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we were 6-6. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6-4. When we actually played, we were 6-4. And if we would have played those other games, we might have lost that one. We might have lost that game. We would have won that one. We would have won that one. We probably would have lost that one. So we probably would have ended up 6-6 anyway. Yeah, or whatever the math was. So yeah, that was flag football season. Year number 2. Another thing about flag football, we had planned to get warm-ups this year. I don't know what happened with the warm-ups this year. I tried to order the warm-ups. We were planning to have sweatpants and hoodies, but they never came. I ordered them back in August, at the end of August, beginning of September, but they never came. They were the same company that I ordered the jerseys from. They never came. I thought the thing was, once the school district orders from a company, once they're in the system, you can keep ordering from them. So that's what I planned to do. But they had an issue with the payment or taxes or something like that. And the bookkeeper just said, nah, it finally just came to an end. So yeah, I guess we still have the money in our account, and maybe next year I'll look for another company over the summer, and so I can make sure that they're here by the beginning of the season. If I'm coaching next season, stay tuned to see if I'm coaching next year. Bye, guys.